Welcome to Beacon High School online video. Today we are going to learn all about plants, its parts and functions. As we all know that there are hundreds and thousands of different plants in the world. Some plants are very small, some are very big, some are useful and some are not so useful. Some are strong while some are weak, some with a long life and some have a very short period. So on the basis of size and kind of stem, plants can be classified as a herbs, shrubs, trees, creepers and climbers. Herbs. Herbs are usually short and have a green and soft stem. They may or may not have branches like mint, beet and carrot. Shrubs. Shrubs have hard but not very thick stem. The stems have the branches, for example, China rose, henna and rose. Trees. They are tall and have hard and thick brown stem, and the branches are much above the ground. Example, mango and neem. Creepers. They have weak stems, so they cannot stand upright and they spread on the ground. For example, bottle gourd. Climbers. They too have weak stems and they take support and climb up. For example, money plant. Parts of plant. A plant body basically consists of shoot system and the root system. The shoot is that part of plant which is above the ground and it consists of stem which supports the plant, fruit that protects the seed, leaf performs photosynthesis process and flower helps in reproduction. And the root system of a plant is usually present below the ground and it consists of cluster of roots and it absorbs water and minerals. Let us study about the root system. Roots of a plant grow inside the soil and there are two types of root system in plants. First is taproot system and second one is the fibrous root system. Now taproot system. In taproot system, there is a main root of the plant from which root branches emerge. The main root grows deep into the soil and such a root system is called taproot system and is seen in plants like bean, mango and pea. Fibrous root system. Fibrous root system has a cluster of roots which arise from the base of the stem and these clusters of root is thin and fibrous and there is no main root. They form the fibrous root system and spread out in the soil giving support to the plants. Wheat, maize, millet have this type of root system. Let us know about the major functions of the root. The first function is anchorage. It holds the plant in a place in the soil and it prevents from being blown away by strong wind. The second function is absorption. Root absorbs water and minerals from the soil. And the next function is transportation or conduction. Roots transport water and minerals from the soil to the stem. And the last function is storage. In some plants, roots perform some special function and such roots are called modified roots. Modified roots store food in them. Roots like carrot, radish, turnip, beetroot are fleshy because they store food in them and this food is used as a vegetable. Next modification present in the root is prop root, aerial roots and climbing roots. Now in banyan tree, some roots grow from the branches of the tree and it gives support to the tree. Such roots are called prop roots. Aerial roots grow from the branches of the tree but they hang in the air. Now climbers like money plant has climbing roots which help the plant to climb and hold on to support. The shoot system. Stem is the part of the plant which you see above the ground and it is generally green in color. It bears branches, leaves, flowers and buds. Now let us study the structure of a stem. The points or the zones on the stem where the leaves are born or the new leaves grow is known as nodes. The portion of the stem between the two nodes is called internode. Leaves grow on a stem and they make an angle with the stem and this is called axil. Birds which turn into flower and then into fruit grow in the axil area. The tip of the stem has a bud and it is known as apical bud which is responsible for the growth of the plant. Now let us study the functions of the stem. The stem conducts water from roots to the leaves and other parts of the plant. It carries food which is prepared by leaves to other parts of the plant. Then it bears leaves, flowers and fruits. In most of the plant, the stem holds the plant upright and this helps in better exposure of leaves to air and sunlight so that leaves can carry out photosynthesis process easily. It also provides support to the plant. Modification of the stem. In some plants, stems get modified to perform various functions. The first modification is storage of food. In potato, onion and ginger, the stem is present under the ground. In potato and ginger, the stem becomes thick and fleshy as it stores food. Onion has many modified leaves for storage of food. Stems storing food are eaten as vegetable. The second modification is support. In plants like cucumber, stems are coiled. These are called tendrils. The tendrils coil around a support and help the plant to climb up. Next modification is that stems store water and carry out photosynthesis. In desert plants like cactus, the stems store water in them and hence becomes thick and fleshy. The leaves are reduced to spines and stems are green and hence perform the photosynthesis process for making food. The next part of the plant is the leaf. A leaf is flat and generally green in color due to the presence of chlorophyll. It has a small stalk called petiole which is attached to the stem. The flat part of the leaf is called lamina or leaf blade. The tip of the lamina is called apex. There is a network of veins present on the lamina. The major vein that is present in the center of the leaf is called midrib or the main vein. Veins show different patterns when they are present on the leaf. So, the arrangement of veins in a leaf is called venation. Leaf venation is of two types, reticulate venation and parallel venation. In reticulate venation, veins in the leaf lamina divide repeatedly forming a network. This type of vein is seen in peepal leaf and China rose leaf. In parallel venation, the veins run parallel to each other from the base to the tip. Leaves of maize, banana and grass show parallel venation. Now simple and compound leaves. Leaves can be of various shapes. The leaf blades of some leaves are divided into leaflet. Leaves of neem, tamarind, touch-me-not, gulmohar have compound leaves. The leaves of banyan, peepal are called simple leaves as they have a single blade. Functions of the leaf. The leaves have tiny pores on their surface and these are called stomata. They help in exchange of gases required for respiration and photosynthesis process. The main function of the leaf is to carry out photosynthesis. The leaves take in carbon dioxide and water and they prepare food in the presence of sunlight. The green pigment that is present in the leaf helps in this process. Stomata also help in getting rid of extra water in the form of water vapor and this process is called transpiration. Now transpiration helps plants by cooling their leaves surface and in this process water is absorbed by the soil and then stem draws the water up and unused water evaporates from the leaf surface. Transpiration also help in transporting nutrients from roots to other parts of the plant. Modification of the leaf. Like stems and roots, leaves to get modified for certain special functions. Leaves store food like coriander, spinach, cabbage, fenugreek, curry leaves. They store food and these leaves can be eaten. They can be used as a vegetable. Some leaves are reduced to spine to reduce the loss of water. In plants like cactus, the leaves are reduced to spines and these spines do not allow transpiration to take place so that these plants can survive in the desert conditions. Some plant leaves are used for climbing. For example, in the garden pea, some leaves are modified into thread-like structure called tendrils, which help the plant in climbing. Some leaves are used to trap insect and these are called insectivorous plant. In pitcher plant and sundew, leaves are modified to trap insect. The trapped insects are eaten by the plants. So, they are called insectivorous plant. Now, let us study the next part of the plant, that is flower. Flower is the most beautiful and colorful part of the plant and it is attached to the stem or the branch with the help of pedicel. Let us know the different parts of flower. The first part is sepal. It is the outermost layer of the flower and they are green leaf-like structures and they protect the bud. The next part is petal. Petals are beautiful and brightly colored part of flower and they are large. They also have a good fragrance. They attract insect for pollination. The next part is stamen. These are the male reproductive parts of the flower. Each stamen consists of stalk called filament and a bag-like structures at the top called anther. Anther has pollen grains. They are powdery substance. Next is pistil or the carpel. This is the female reproductive part of flower and the carpel consists of solan base at the base and this is known as ovary. A long stalk like structure called style and a small expanded part, the sticky part is called stigma that is present over the style. Ovary has one or more ovules inside it. Now let us know what is the function of the flower. A flower is the reproductive part in a plant. It has brightly colored petals which attract insects and help in pollination. After being pollinated, the flower produces seeds and that seeds can be used to grow new plant. A flower changes into fruit which bears seeds and the first step for this is pollination. Pollination is the transfer of pollen grains from the anther to the stigma of a flower and this can be done by wind, water, birds and insects. While feeding on a flower, pollen grains from the anther get stuck to the insect body, and when the insect moves to the stigma of the similar flower, the pollen grains fall on the stigma. So in this way, the pollen grains get transferred from the anther to the stigma, and this process is called pollination. After pollination, fertilization takes place in the ovary. When pollen grains reach the stigma, they break open and produces a tube called pollen tube. The pollen tube slowly grows through the style and reach the ovary. Then the content of the tube, that is the pollen grains, get mixed with the ovules forming the seeds, and this process is called fertilization, where male and female reproductive cells fuse together. After fertilization, the ovules start growing into seeds and the ovary as a whole becomes a fruit. As the fruit matures, the petals wither away, and in this way the flower changes into fruit and the fruit bears the seeds. After fertilization, the flower changes into fruit and fruit bears the seed. So let us study the different parts of a seed. Inside the seed, embryo is present. Embryo is the baby plant that will turn into seedling or the young plant when it gets the right conditions for the growth. And also there is lot of stored food material in it. These stored food is known as cotyledon. They are also known as seed leaves. They store food for the growing embryo till it put out new leaves. The embryo has two parts, radicle and plumule. Radicle gives the root system and plumule give rise to the shoot system of a plant. There is an outer layer, that is the covering around the cotyledon and protects the embryo, and that is seed coat. So today we have learned all about the different parts of the plant and their structures and their functions.